Okay. All right, I'm back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Hope you've all had a nice day, a nice, safe, clean day. All right. 3 a.m. in the UK. Wow. Welcome. Glad you all could join us. No matter where you are in the world, uh, this is a topic I've been wanting to tackle for a while. How we doing out there? Man, oh man. Now let me just say, it hurt. It hurt when I did research on this. Because I've always, I respect any religion. As long as it makes you a good person, I don't have a problem with anybody's religion. Even though I may not, be a member of the religion. And I always admired Islam because of their teachings about dogs. So, man, this was tough. This was tough for me to find out. Okay, man, this will be a rough live stream, people. Just a heads up. Yeah, stay away from dog saliva. This stuff is like poison. It's toxic. No doubt it's toxic. Any Muslims out there who thought this was all misinformation, in Islam, they teach to avoid dog saliva. Well, some Muslims have called that misinformation. No, it is not. No, it is not. Wow. All right. Welcome, welcome. My man said my old username was cringeworthy. Yes. All right. Let's get into it. Because this is a interesting topic. Interesting topic. Now, I don't know how many people are aware of it, but Muhammad ordered now, if there are any Muslims in the chat room, if I make any mistakes, please correct me. But according to a Muslim, Muhammad ordered the killing of dogs in Medina to quarantine a rabies outbreak. This was back before there was any rabies vaccine or vaccines and antibiotics in general. Now, let me just say that many dog diseases are resistant to antibiotics. Just let you know how nasty these things are. Ever heard of bird flu, swine flu, or mad cow disease? How do you think people deal with them today? By culling the population of those animals within the affected or at-risk vicinity. That is exactly how dog-borne viruses were handled back then, too. They were killed to prevent a pandemic. And I stand by the belief that this current pandemic is very closely related to the presence of dogs in our society. So I was familiar with the hadith that talks about how impure dogs are. And I always admire Islam for that, for their teachings about dogs. So I was disappointed when I ran across this information. When I ran across the dog nutters in Islam. And these are not American Muslims. These are Muslims over there in their home country. And it just shows how much influence the West has on the rest of the world. Let me just say, to the Muslims across the world, all you have is your identity. Stop trying to be like Westerners. You know, maintain some integrity. Stand up for something. Don't lay down for nothing. If you absorb these values, it does nothing but hurt you, your health, your country in general, and you get nothing out of it. You have to stand on your own. Don't let anybody influence your culture. Your culture is all you have. So this is an article that you all can look up. Caring Muslim couple proves that dogs deserve all the love in the world too. Let me just stop and say, no, they don't deserve nothing. I'm so sick of this belief that dogs deserve something from us. They don't deserve nothing from us, especially when they attack us so often. Y'all gotta cut that out, man. Cut that out. They do nothing for us but spread disease and attack us. Where do y'all get off with this nonsense? Where do y'all get off with this nonsense? These mutts don't deserve nothing from us. They need to be out in their own territory like all other animals. Instead, they function like parasites. Parasites that leech off humans in our territory, in our society. And in return, they give us nothing but disease, noise pollution, and physical attacks. Y'all gotta cut that out, man. Worthless mutts don't deserve nothing. So their critics, other Muslims, have sent them death threats. So this is a rogue, I guess, Muslim couple. The article reads, if you're a cat, you're more likely to get help. But if you're a dog, some people may use religion as an excuse not to get anywhere near you or even touch you. You see, because of misconstrued teachings, many Muslims in Malaysia, particularly Malays, believe it's haram, forbidden, to even touch dogs because of their perceived impurity. Nothing is perceived, nothing is misconstrued. You are the ones who are supporting misinformation. If you think it's misconstrued teachings, or if it's the impurity of dogs is somehow perceived, no, it is well proven and established that these things are the nastiest, filthiest, most dangerous creatures you could ever touch. And you for sure don't want to come in contact with their saliva. Oh man, how disappointing. And we just getting started. Isn't that sad? Hey, come on, man. It does not take much research to find out that it's true, that your beliefs about dogs is very valid, very much valid. Okay, this article continues. According to the Shafi school of thought, which the majority of Muslims in Southeast Asia follow, a Muslim has to clean themselves in a specific ritual to rid their body and skin of the apparent impurities of dog saliva and excrement, should they ever come into contact with it. here we go with these words, apparent impurities. There's nothing apparent about it. These are impurities. Just a reminder, a single gram of dog waste contains about 23 million fecal coliform bacteria, some of which can cause disease in humans. Now, I'll point out the bacteria in the dog's excrement, in the dog's waste, because the dog has waste excrement on its body, all over its body. It's present on its dander. These things defecate, then they walk in it, they step in it, they roll around in it. And once it gets on their body, it doesn't go anywhere. It just sits there and dries, settles into their skin until it comes off as dander. These things don't clean themselves. They don't wash themselves. So whenever you come in contact with dog dander, you're coming in contact with dog saliva, excrement, and dog urine. You could not be more wrong. Any Muslims who think this was all a myth about how filthy and nasty dogs are, you could not be more wrong. You were on the right path. And, you know, that's what I really want to emphasize. How these Muslim dog nuts project the idea that their religious beliefs have no validity. This article continues. This has led many Muslims in Malaysia to equate dogs with impurity as a whole. And that's right. But for a Malay couple, all animals are born equal and therefore should be treated equally as well. No, dogs are not born equal with other animals because they're not natural animals. This is a fact. They're not natural animals. Man, this is so disappointing. And there are a lot of crazy stories out here like this. Look at this. Brave Muslim woman, dog lover, defies bullies. Desi, the hero. See, this is why I think a lot of them become dog nuts, so they can make the news or whatever. They want to be rebellious or whatever. What a mistake. What a mistake. Indonesia hero. Muslim woman, dog lover. Chronicles her moments with and she's dealing with stray dogs. No vaccine, none of that. The nastiest, filthiest creatures on the planet is dogs. And that's American dogs. When you're talking about stray dogs, you have to be out of your mind to touch these things. Okay? Oh, man. And in this story, this is what she says. She says, my faith, my charity, my actions, only God understands. I know God looks at me. I know God listens to me. He knows me. He smiles, seeing me feeding the animals he created. For any Muslims listening, God, Allah, the creator, whatever you believe in, did not create dogs. There's no reason to be this uninformed nowadays with Google. This is the information age. There's no reason to be this uninformed. Dogs are mutants, man-made mutants, and they are degenerate mutants. Degenerate mutants. Not all mutations are degenerate. Dogs are degenerate mutants. Again, they were not created by the creator. They were not We're not created by nature or none of that. Cut that out. And she goes on and on about it. I take care of what God created. He created this world, not just for humans, but for every creature. That is a lie. The Creator never intended for dogs to exist. And like I said many times, if you release these things into nature, nature will see to it that they are exterminated. Nature itself will exterminate them. Okay? She says, I don't care what the people say. I never asked anything of the people who are angry with me. I don't understand why we should be scared of dogs. I'm trying to tell you now why you should be scared of them, why you need to stay away from them. As Muslims, if you think they are unclean, you can wash yourself. I always wash my hands before I talk to my God, then keep working. Listen. Y'all think this is cute. You're over there. You think you're being rebellious. You think it's cool to be like Westerners. Here, look at what it says. My dog, and I'm Muslim. Y'all think it's cute to be rebellious and to be like Westerners? Oh, you could not be more wrong. And it's so sad. Here, let's deal with something here. Let's deal with something here. Since you think it's a figment of people's imagination, as far as how nasty and unclean these worthless mutts are, let me just give you a few examples of how much you are wrong. And you should not make this mistake again. Wow. Any Muslims in the chat room, please share this video with your Muslim.
Verizon is going.
Sorry about that.
With and so is your
friends and family. Okay, let me share my screen here. Man, this was disappointing. Okay. All right, let's get into it.
Medical mysteries. The first case involves a little boy named Liam. His parents thought he had the flu,
but it quickly became clear that it was something much worse. Watch.
Before Liam got sick, he was a very rambunctious 2.5-year-old boy. Very healthy, very spunky, and he had such a personality.
Liam was also best friends with the family boxer.
Liam became sick on October 24th of 2015. He came down with symptoms similar to the flu. He was throwing up, he was running a fever, and he was just kind of wiped out.
Now, before we go any further, please keep in mind how often you hear about flu-like symptoms. Okay, the diseases that are going around right now that started in 2020 yield flu-like symptoms, right? Just keep that in mind.
3 days later, Liam's face turned yellow, so Chris rushed his son to the closest ER. The doctor's news was grim.
I'm going to tell you right now, your son, he's very sick. I can't tell you what's wrong with him. All I can tell you is he's very sick, and we need to get him to the University of Iowa right away.
Liam was med-flighted to the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital.
And they told me that he had coded and had to be resuscitated 3 different times.
Wow. Had to be resuscitated 3 different times. And just a heads up, I have not watched this whole video yet, so I'm watching this for the first time with you all right now. All right, let's continue.
Liam had to be put on continuous dialysis. His liver shut down, his kidneys are shut down.
Wow. His liver shut down. His kidneys shut down. All because of a dog lick. All because of dog saliva. Muslims, people who follow Islam, you were right. Muhammad was right. Don't abandon the teachings of your religion. Don't do it. Okay, let's continue.
His whole body's just shutting down.
Liam's fingers and feet turned black from lack of circulation. They had to be amputated.
Okay, this sepsis, limbs turning black. People, I believe that this is exactly what they were dealing with during the Black Plague that almost wiped out all of Europe. This same filth. Again, do not abandon the teachings of your, and I'm sending this out to Christians as well, because Jews, they don't touch dog. They view dogs as impure as well. And the Bible has nothing but negative things to say about dogs. I've never read a positive thing about dogs in the Bible at all. All religious texts speaks against these things and refers to them as impure, unclean, evil, so on and so forth. All right, let's continue.
They believed it was a bacteria, but they couldn't narrow it down to which one it was.
Today, Liam is a healthy 5-year-old with a set of prosthetic legs, but his parents still live with the fear of their little boy getting sick again.
There's been countless nights in the last couple of years that I haven't gotten any sleep, just because I'm scared. Yeah.
Man, okay, that's enough. That's enough. We get the point. Do you get the point? This all came from dog saliva. Dog saliva. If you are a Muslim and you had doubts about your view or your religion's view on dogs, don't. It is accurate. Okay? If you're still in doubt, let's take a look at another one.
Apartments.com, the most...
Okay? Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, let's check this out.
We first told you about a few weeks ago, 2 new cases of a rare infection.
This is raising red flags when it comes to interacting with dogs and cats. NBC Charlotte's Rachel Lumberg explains how their saliva could cost you your health.
We're talking about a bacteria called capnocytophagia.
The bacteria could live in the mouth of your cat or your dog. Let me switch the camera here and show you just how serious I'm talking. This means if your dog kisses you or licks you, it could be dangerous.
It's very common in the mouth of dogs and cats.
In fact, the CDC says 74% of dogs and 57% of cats carry the bacteria. Already a dozen cases detected in the last year.
But the animals themselves don't actually get sick from it.
Wait a minute, did you hear that?
But the animals themselves don't actually get sick from it.
You get sick. 2 recent cases out of Wisconsin causing blood infections and devastation.
I have 43 good years of my life.
Dan Larson says a small nip from their family dog made his wife sick quickly. She died in June. The same condition forcing this man, Greg Mantifull, to have to amputate his hands and legs in order to save his life.
Dog bites mash tissue and they crush the tissue. The bacteria can be inoculated into that wound, and all of a sudden you get very sick with sepsis, high fever, low blood pressure.
The bacteria harmless to your pets, but putting people who have a weaker immune system, are over 40, have a compromised liver function, or have had their spleen removed most at risk. But even still, doctors say there's little reason for you to panic.
This is a very unusual event. It's probably less common than being struck by lightning.
Reporting to
Man, I'm not trying to hear that. I don't care how rare it is. All it takes is for that one time for you to catch it. And let me make another point. If this disease or excuse me, bacteria is present in the mouths of cats, it's hard to tell. When you Google capnocytophaga and amputation, and you click news, all of these stories are about dogs. I tried to tell y'all several times that these people will include cats and other animals all the time in order to take exclusive attention away from dogs. Here's an example. You see what I Googled here and I clicked news. And all you see is dogs. Dogs, dogs, dogs. These things are nasty, filthy. They are an abomination to the planet itself. As a matter of fact, they are more unclean and filthy nasty than even Muhammad described them to be. Absolutely disgusting. Okay? If you're still in doubt, let's continue. Okay? So unfortunate.
Can a lick from a dog threaten your life? This is a question that comes from a bizarre story out of Wisconsin. It's one of the most talked about in the country right now. A man got a terrible blood infection. Doctors amputated his hands and legs to save his life. The original story from the Fox station in Milwaukee says the infection was caused by a dog licking him.
Okay. We already heard about that one. Okay. I don't want to waste time here. Let me show you something else. Okay? Anybody in doubt, just bear with me.
We often say dog is man's best friend, but tell that to a man who was hospitalized for 5 months, all because his furry buddy licked him. So what happened is the dog licked an open wound, contaminating the owner with bacteria from the dog's mouth. He initially experienced flu-like symptoms, felt extreme pain in his legs. His name's David Money. He ended up spending 6 weeks in a medically induced coma, then 5 months longer in the hospital fighting sepsis, which is a huge infection in the body. Apparently there was a painful tennis ball sized blister, as you're seeing there on his heel and other parts of his body, and it all came from this bacteria in his dog's mouth called Capnocytophaga canamorsis.
If you say so, doctor.
It's a mouthful, but these bacteria live in dogs and cats' mouths. That's why we tell people don't let dogs lick your open wounds. A wound from a dog biting you, get seen, because these things can turn bad real quick.
I mean, just licking is not going to do anything. The key here is that his skin was open in some way, and that's what directly contaminated. But he's lucky he didn't die.
Luckily, this is rare. But dogs, they love to lick us.
I'm shaking my head. I did body contouring surgery on a famous rock and roll star, and I went to his hotel room for a post-op visit, and his dog, German Shepherd, was in bed with him, licking the incision.
No.
And I went, time out. He also had a gun in bed too, and a sword, but
I love
that goes in the memoirs at some point. But true story. I said,
Okay, they're up here laughing. Ain't nothing funny about this. There's nothing funny about this. This man in a medically induced coma. And don't trust this idea that it has to be an open wound. Don't trust dog saliva at all. Don't trust dogs at all. This is disgusting. This is scary. This is past. This is beyond just disgusting. This is scary. Okay? Now, I want to show you something else. This is crazy stuff.
Lethargic, connected to IVs and feeding tubes, 3-year-old Lucy, a normally energetic Jack Russell Terrier, spent 9 days in critical care fighting for her life. Dog mom Jennifer Craze says the past 2 weeks have been a blur.
And Monday we realized she was not jumping on the furniture like normal. So we thought maybe she hurt her legs or her back. And then Tuesday she was vomiting everywhere, nonstop.
By Wednesday, Lucy's normally pink belly had turned bright yellow. Symptoms of an infectious disease Craze had never heard of before. Leptospirosis.
They told us that she tested positive for 2 strands of it. Both strands are carried by rats. And they said she probably won't make it. Prepare yourself for the worst.
In 2016, the Michigan Department of Agriculture reported a record number of cases of canine leptospirosis in the state of Michigan, with more than 75% of those cases occurring in dogs in Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne counties. There is a lepto vaccination, but it isn't automatically included with annual shots.
We have 3 dogs, and they all have their distemper, their rabies, and we've never gotten the lepto.
Lucy is one of the lucky dogs. She survived. After the scare and the hefty medical bills,
$8,000.
Oh, look at these disease-ridden parasites with legs. Just a mere sight, you can tell these things are just disease carriers, disease spreaders. And that's how everybody should look at these things. Abnormal, unclean carriers of disease, deadly diseases, bacteria, and all of that. These things are filthy, nasty, disgusting. Again, I don't know what these Muslims are thinking. Where are you getting this information that the belief of dogs being unclean is misinformation? Where are you getting this from? I would like to know. All right, let's continue.
One of the lucky dogs. She survived. After the scare and the hefty medical bills,
$8,700.
Craze says she wants to spread the word about lepto.
Just that people are aware and that they know to vaccinate their pets, that it could happen in your own backyard.
Now, these people are in the United States, where they give these mutts all types of shots and vaccinations. You mean to tell me over there in those countries, you got Muslims rubbing on stray mutts? Wow, that is crazy. All right, let's continue.
As you can see, Lucy has a lot more energy. She's out of the woods now, but not fully recovered. That'll take at least another week. We're going to put information on our website about how you can get the vaccination for your animals as well. I'm Jennifer Ann Wilson, 7 Action News.
All right, leptospirosis can be found in water, wet dirt, and can be carried by a number of wild animals. The Michigan Humane Society calls leptospirosis rat fever, as rats are the most common culprit in the area. Leptospirosis is transmitted when a dog makes contact with urine from an infected animal. It can enter through the dog's eyes, nose, mouth, or a cut. Some symptoms are fast-moving and include sudden lethargy, vomiting, jaundice, kidney failure, even death.
Okay. Dogs make contact with urine of infected animals like rats, skunks, or raccoons. Here we go, blaming other animals again. Just like they did with the Black Death. They want to blame rats. They're always trying to take attention away from dogs. Look, it does not even matter. Dogs are the transmitter. They are the middle entity. Whatever diseases, bacteria floating around in these other animals in the world is going to be picked up by dogs. Dogs are disease bacteria vacuums. Always sniffing around, greedy, food-obsessed mutts. Always sniffing around. The first thing they do when you let them outside is put their nasty nose to the ground and keep it there. Sniffing around looking for something to eat. Nasty. Just like a disease-ridden bacteria vacuum. And y'all, you want to say that this is misinformation? That people just don't know what they're talking about? You think the Hadith, Muhammad, were operating on misinformation? You could not be more wrong, man.
The Ergo Smart Base
Now,
Tempur-Pedic responds to smart.
Oh, man. Now, check this out.
19-year-old Leah loves her 3 dogs. They go everywhere with her.
Do they sleep with you here?
Yeah, almost every night.
That's right. After a day of playing in the backyard and strolling the neighborhood, dirty paws and all,
Come on, you guys.
they all wind up back on the bed with Leah.
What do you think's on their paws?
It's a little scary to think about. I don't really know.
We decided to find out.
You ready to get swabbed, Kevin? Here we go. What have your paws been into, sweetie?
We swabbed all their paws and sent the samples off to a lab. Shauna Wallace also sleeps with her 2 small pooches, Scotty and Angel. At Shauna's apartment, we applied a fluorescent marker to track her dog's paws. Then we turned off the lights and shined an ultraviolet light onto the floor.
Your dogs have been all over this apartment. Look at the prints behind you. They're everywhere.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't hurt at all.
I swabbed their paws too.
The dirty dog paw results are in. Time to reveal the details. Kevin, your retriever, has 10 different types of bacteria and 2 types of fungus. Sashi, your poodle, has 6 different types of bacteria and 1 fungus. And Charlie, the poodle, 8 types of bacteria and 1 fungus. And guess what? All of your dogs had E. coli.
Oh my God. They slept next to me last night, so that's good to hear. It's disgusting.
We also had to break the news to Shauna.
For Scotty, this guy, we found 7 different types of bacteria and 1 fungus, including a really bad bug that can cause pneumonia, meningitis, and urinary tract infections.
Okay, that's not good.
That's not good
at all.
Oh, and it gets worse. Sweet little angel here.
Okay.
This sweet little face, this sweet little
Okay,
angel.
tell me.
6 different types of bacteria.
Okay.
Including E. coli.
No, ew, no.
Yes,
Ew.
yes, I'm so sorry to have to tell you that.
Surprisingly, both these dog owners say they'll still let their dogs onto the beds, but with new precautions.
Baby wipes and then wash their feet maybe, but yeah, they have to sleep with me. I can't give that up.
Wow. Wow. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Talk about filthy, nasty, unclean, impure, disgusting. And then you got nonsense like this.
لا 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 يا ولد يا ولد خيانة
راحت عليك
هذه خيانة
يا حلو حاكم هي اجت للشخص الصح. هو بحبش البوس الا شوي مدري. تعال ارجع هون انا ببوس. صح هيك الواحد ببوس. اسكاري انا اسكاري.
The boy sitting there coughing. She tongue kissing this mutt. And this is oh my goodness. What a letdown. What a letdown. I hope other fellow Muslims call this out every time they see it. Every time they see their fellow Muslims doing something like, especially something like this. Kissing dogs in the mouth. Oh my goodness. Wow. And look, man, you can tell that the West has incredible influence all over the planet. Think this is funny, trying to emulate Westerners? Or maybe you're not trying to emulate what. Maybe you're just being rebellious. Maybe you're just being nasty. It really don't matter what your reason is. This is the wrong path. Now, y'all telling me this is not zoophilia? You think you can kiss any random woman or man in the mouth like this and it not be intimate? If you're married or if you have a mate, you go kiss somebody in the mouth like this, you think that's not going to be seen as cheating? Of course it is. This is zoophilia. Absolutely disgusting. There ain't nothing funny or cute or precious. You nasty, brain dead, disgusting. And these people, they have no shame. No shame at all. You mean to tell me she's sitting up there with a room full of Muslims and nobody's saying anything about this? Wow. What is wrong with this woman? What the hell is wrong with this woman? She acts like something is wrong with her. Like a nasty zoophile. That's what she's acting like. I mean, even if you are a zoophile, don't you think you've kissed that mutt in the mouth enough? Don't you think you're going overboard? Got spit and saliva she's exchanging with this mutt. As nasty as their saliva is, look at that. Wow. What? No, I'm gonna catch that. I'm gonna catch that. Let's see it again. Oh, yep. There it is. There it is. See that? As nasty as dog saliva is, she is in so deep French kissing this mutt. That she's drooling at the mouth. Trading spit with this mutt. Boy, oh boy. So sad. This is so sad. Man. Now, I have not lost that respect. I'm not sure, but I would guess that the majority of Muslims stay true to the teachings of Muhammad, the Hadith, and they refuse to touch dogs. I have a coworker, he refuses to touch dogs. In fact, I think he listens to my videos. If you're listening, right? Shout out to you. People, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Even though I'm not Muslim, I don't care. I cannot just stay silent and watch Muslims turn against Muhammad, turn against the Hadith, turn against their teachings. I support any teachings that's positive. I don't care where it comes from. I support the scriptures out of the Bible in regard to dogs. It does not matter that I'm not a Christian. Does not matter. And you mean to tell me, wow, wow, wow. And what's even crazier is how much of the population in these different countries are Muslim. Now, I was watching a video. By Chef Mutt Meat. And in the comment section, they were talking about Iran and their decision, or they wanted to ban dog ownership in Iran. Wanted to ban it. You can't own them or anything. And I looked into it. And come to find out, Iran is like 100% Muslim. And you got dog nuts over there. And again, many of this is stray dogs. You just go and start rubbing. Oh, wow. This is ignorance. And it is in part, I think, or I suspect, an admiration for Westerners, for dog-loving countries. And that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is so sad. Dogs in Islam, as they are in Rabbinic Judaism, see, are conventionally thought of as ritually impure. So Judaism, Islam, and Christianity speaks against these nasty, filthy things. And y'all think it's cool to ignore it? In Islam, from the tradition of the Prophet, a dog's saliva is impure. Are you still in doubt about that? Therefore, if a dog licks you or you come in contact with a dog's saliva some way, you should wash yourself. You think? Now let me go back here. Let me show y'all this. Because this is really crazy. Where are we at? Man, oh man. Now check this out. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Man, this is a difficult live stream, man. Oh man, brace yourself. Brace yourself, people.
A lot is said about the relationship
A lot is said about the relationship between Arabs and dogs, Muslims and dogs, and it's usually in a negative light, that we try and avoid them, keep them away. But is that the only story? We are here at the Arabian...
Listen to this guy. He doesn't even have an Arabic accent. He feels like a Westerner 100%. You can tell. No accent. He probably think, oh, look at how well I speak English. I sound just like a Westerner. And it probably make it easier for him to adopt Dog Nuttery. What do you think? This is cool or something? What is this? He got some kind of dog. It's a dog on the building here. What in the world?
Avoid them, keep them away. But is that the only story? We're here at the Arabian Saluki Center in Abu Dhabi, in the United Arab Emirates, to show you a different perspective. Let's go and check it out. There's actually incense burning. This is the kennel where all the dogs stay, and there's incense burning, so it's a nice smell for them to enjoy. So apparently...
What? Incense? What is he talking about incense for the dogs to smell? Wait a minute. Let's go back here. Because that was goofy. That was real goofy.
There's actually incense burning. This is the kennel where all the dogs stay. And there's incense burning, so it's a nice smell for them to enjoy.
Oh, wow. The dogs can smell incense. I don't know what's so great about that, but okay.
So apparently, the beautiful thing, and it's a sign of loyalty amongst the dog and amongst the dog's owner, is the dog would only eat what the owner eats. So if the owner was eating a chicken sandwich, the dog would also eat a chicken sandwich.
Have y'all noticed how dogs always go after your hand? They always go straight after your hand. Always. I talked about how I used to go over to this guy's house and I'd have to put my hands in my pocket. And that mutt would try to nibble my hands through my pockets. If you pay attention, virtually every time these people go to pet dogs, the dogs sniff at their hands first. It's because they are expecting food. It's because all the attention that they show these people is food related. Food obsession. And once you demonstrate that you don't have no food in your hand, they simply tolerate you rubbing on them. But they're still looking for and begging for food. These are eating machines, you idiots. They're not showing you attention because they think you're a nice or cool person. Idiots. They only tolerate your presence because you give them food. Are you so pathetic that you get off on attention from food-obsessed mutants, even though it's all food related? Are you so sad and pathetic that you get off on really and obviously any amount of attention, even if it's from a food-obsessed mutant that's only showing you attention because of food? They don't understand anything you're saying. They don't speak our languages. They don't understand nothing. Nothing. The only thing they understand is that you give them food. So that's the only motivator. But these people, oh, it loves me, man's best friend, oh, so loyal. Lord, that is so sad. Y'all think it's cool to inherit this stupidity, to absorb and adopt this sick, pathetic, sad lifestyle? What in the world, man? What in the world? What are we going to do with these people? What can we do about these people? They got to go. These people got to go, man. This is absurd. Absurd. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. My goodness. Let me get out of here. Take me out of here, man. Oh, how draining. That's draining. So, this is so sad. Over there, you got so many, and I don't know how many. I don't know if it's a lot or whatever. But you got Muslims. It's sad to see any of them. It's sad to see any of them as dog nutters. Because I thought they were very, very committed to their religion. That's what I thought. And I thought it was like unheard of to see Muslim dog nuts, because even if they like dogs, they wouldn't want to be ridiculed by other Muslims. You know? So to see this, man, it is sad. Same goes for India. What are y'all doing out there in India? Now, I don't know if there are Muslims over there or not, but you can clearly see the influence, the Western influence on India as well. Look, this is a recent article. Dog smiles, wags tail as cat gives him head licks. Watch cute video. This is Western dog nuttery. And this is a pit bull. Do not demonstrate that level of mental weakness. I'm talking to the Muslims, people in India, people in all these other countries. To absorb dog nuttery is a display of mental weakness and insecurity, and a complete lack of pride in your own beliefs. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah. Get a teddy bear. Get a teddy bear. It's clean. You don't have to worry about capnocytophaga. Don't have to worry about sepsis. Don't have to worry about a pandemic. What in the world? Yeah, I've heard about dog nuttery in Canada too. Oh yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's just as bad in Canada as it is here in the United States. What are we going to do with these people? You know what? You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? Y'all keep embracing this dog nuttery. And slowly, step by step, you're also going to start to embrace zoophilia. You want to be so much like the West. You want to idolize the West. You're playing with fire. So eventually, in some parts, some jurisdictions, some countries maybe, y'all going to legalize, in Muslim territories, legalize bestiality just like they do here in the United States. Now, this is old data. But not long ago, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 states where bestiality was legal. 9 states. And yes, Ohio was on that map as well. Man, oh man. Currently, if I'm not mistaken, there are 5 states where bestiality is legal. Is this the next step? Is this the next step? Huh? What are y'all doing? Y'all cannot do that. You cannot just surrender your beliefs just because you think that the West has a superior culture. What's next? I'll tell you what's next. Over there in your home countries, eventually you're going to have websites just like you have here in the United States. And let me tell you something. These nasty websites, I'm not going to show any nudity. Again, there's no nudity in these screenshots. But what I did take a screenshot of is the views. 3.6 million on this video. 5.7 million. 6.5 million views. Right? In 5 months. 844,000 views. 1.1 million. 1.9 million. Millions and millions of views. I would say that this is popular. This one uploaded 1 month ago. Already over 122,000 views. Not only that, this nasty website has multiple pages. Is this where your country is headed? Is this where your Muslim country is headed? Yes. Yes, it is. If you're going to tolerate and embrace dog nuttery, they're going to eventually take a step closer and a step closer. Why do I say this? Because like I've said on several videos, these people are intimate with dogs. It demands that you are intimate. See, they're not just trying to keep dogs as pets, as tools. They're trying to have the same relationships with dogs as Westerners do. And that is making sweet love to them. Getting all intimate with them. Kissing them in the mouth. And like I said, that is intimacy, and that is bringing the human being much closer to all-out penetration. Now, like I said, I saw excellent discussion on Chef Muttmeat's channel. And I had not heard about this, even though I think this surfaced a month ago or so. I had not even heard about it. You know what? I think I got we're going to watch the news coverage. I think I got the actual news coverage of it. Let's check this out. Do I got it here? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, let me share my screen. And again, people, I encourage all of you, make sure you check out the content that is uploaded by the other anti-dog channels. You can find them on the home page of my channel. All right, let me share my screen here.
Lover, then this is of course a report that will make you fairly. Now, if you're an animal lover, then this is of course a report that will make you fairly sad. Iran's hardline government, believe it or not, is planning to bring in a certain bill which will ban keeping certain animals as pets. Now, these are animals that have been described as harmful and dangerous for the country's population. Take a look.
No, my cat is not dangerous. That's according to Iranian pet lovers. They are outraged at their government. According to media reports.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that Western nonsense right there across the screen? Dogs help me out of depression. Look at the influence of the West. That is very disturbing.
Reports 70 members of parliament, or 1/4 of parliamentarians, recently signed a text which goes by the title Support for the Rights of the Population in Relation to Harmful and Dangerous Animals.
It is very difficult to understand, to call the animal that is sitting next to me as wild and dangerous. These rules make it difficult for us to take these animals out of the house, and it also restricts us and our animals, which causes discomfort for both of us.
The draft condemns the practice of humans living under one roof with pets. It says
It condemns humans living under the same roof as pets. Wow. Wow. This is the intelligence I'm talking about. Don't let go of this intelligence. Don't let go of your commitment to your religion. Hold on to it. Right? That is where your power comes from.
Domesticated animals are a destructive social problem. The proposed law prohibits import and breeding of pets. Buying and selling of animals is also outlawed.
The government has drafted a bill that gives special attention to biodiversity and wildlife. It deals with both animal rights and human rights. Basically, I would prefer to see this bill on the agenda rather than a proposal that focuses only on criminalization.
Are all animals banned? It certainly includes your most favorite ones: dogs, cats, rabbits, and even turtles. The reason is what hardline Islamists call a way of life. It aims to develop human bonds of emotional attachments towards animals.
This dog plays an important role in our family. It helped me a lot to get better when I was depressed. Although my mother is a religious woman and was very...
Here you go with that depressed nonsense again. They're getting these narratives and talking points from Westerners. They're getting the whole idea, the whole lifestyle from Westerners. Why in the world are people so obsessed with dog nutter countries to this extent? Unbelievable, man.
very opposed to keeping dogs. Now she loves the dog.
The head of Iranian Parliament's Judicial Commission is in accord with the proposal, but skeptical as to whether it would pass muster in the Islamic Consultative Assembly of Iran.
Oh my goodness, man. Wow. Wow. I can't take it. I can't take it. Here, let me go back. Can't take it no more, man. These people have lost their whole minds. Now, you heard them refer to dog ownership as a dangerous and harmful lifestyle. They refer to them as dangerous, harmful animals, and phenomenon they explain could gradually change the Iranian and Islamic way of life. You hear that? They're right on the money. Of course it would. And look at what it went on to say. Dog Nuttery could gradually change the Iranian and Islamic way of life by replacing human and family relationships with feelings and emotional relationships towards animals. Replacing human and family relationships with nuttery. Nuttery. You cannot divide. Look, you don't have any emotions, love, energy, attention left after you give it to your children, your family. So what do? You have to retract some of it. You have to show them less attention. This is why I say dog ownership is a form of child neglect. You got to retract some of the parental energy, love, attention that would normally be directed towards your kids. You got to retract it now because you're giving it to the dog. As a matter of fact, now what these dog nuts do, they give the dogs more love and attention. They make Instagram profiles, Twitter profiles for dogs, not their kids. They pretend to be a dog all day online. They want to go to dog websites, dog this, dog that, dog memes, dog organizations, dog shelters, dogs. They don't do a flipping thing for their kids. And what's the result? Their kids grow up crazy, feeling neglected, grow up with social problems, socially dysfunctional, anxiety problems, all kinds of problems, on top of being physically attacked and having the quality of their health impaired. No, they are right on the money. This article continued. The proposed law will prohibit importing, raising, assisting in the breeding of, breeding, buying or selling, transporting, driving or walking, and keeping in the home wild, exotic, harmful, and dangerous animals. It lists the animals to be banned: crocodiles, turtles, snakes, lizards, cats, mice, rabbits, dogs, and other unclean animals, as well as monkeys. Do you know what they're doing? They included all those other animals just to avoid focusing on dogs, so that they wouldn't make these dog nuts angry. That's all that is. That is all that is. They're just trying to, hey, look, we're against all pets. Nothing to do with dogs. And look, if that's what you got to do to get these nasty, worthless mutts out of your society, go ahead and do it. Do it. If you have to get rid of all the other animals, go ahead and do it. But I think it's crazy how so many other countries are not only influenced by dog nutter countries, but intimidated by them. Even when they decide to take a stand against dogs, they're very, very careful. They're walking on eggshells. What in the world, man? So I don't know about the development as far as what's going on in Iran. I'm going to try to keep up with it, but hopefully they pull it off. Ban them. Ban them. I'm going to do my best to keep up with this. nasty mutts. At least we got our rhyme. Now we got a long way to go. One country down and hundreds more to go. Right? Bravo. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully they actually pulled it off. What in the world? Nuttery, nuttery, nuttery. What is this? Man accused of assaulting a woman and sexually abusing a dog. Okay, Iran, okay, Muslim countries, you want to accept nuttery in your country? This is where it's headed. Your population will gradually want to have intercourse, actual penetration with dogs. Is that where you want your country to go? You want your country to get involved in a brainless, senseless nuttery? And I'm not exaggerating. These people are lunatics, man. Lunatics. Look at this. Okay, you think I'm exaggerating? Dogs understand foreign language. Brain scans show. You know how much an MRI costs? These dog nuts doing all these tests on mutts for what? What should owners take from this study? As many owners already know, dogs are social beings, blah, blah, blah. They're saying that dogs can tell when humans are speaking in a different language, even though they can't understand what we're saying. They're saying that this shows that dogs, at the very least, understand that a different language is being spoken. Big deal. Who cares? Why would you waste money to find something like this anyways? How is this supposed to benefit society? This is nothing but wasted time, wasted money, nothing but straight up dog nuttery. Do not let your country fall into filth like this. This is nothing but degenerative, unclean, impure filth. We have to do better than this. We got to do better than this. Let me show y'all something else. Let me show y'all something else. Man, this is nasty.
Told us that she had less than a 20% chance.
Okay.
Told us that she had less than a 20% chance to survive.
A North County couple says a dangerous Craigslist scam is happening at the expense of puppies. They tried reporting it to authorities but haven't been able to get help.
So they're now sharing their story with 10 News reporter Amanda Brandeis to warn others.
It was here at this Oceanside shopping center where a couple arranged to meet Craigslist sellers for their new puppy. What they didn't know was she was already fighting for her life.
Kelly.
She's only 10 weeks old, but her parents already know.
She's a fighter.
After Travis Underwood was stationed in San Diego, he and his wife Rachel wanted to grow their small family, so they found Callie.
I've never really had a problem with Craigslist, so I wasn't really aware of the scams or anything that people would do. I didn't think people would do this to dogs.
But things seemed off when they met the seller who wouldn't get out of the car. They now believe these vaccination papers were forged.
And we just fell in love with her when we met her, and I think her experiencing us for a few days was enough for her to fight.
Callie not only had the deadly parvo infection, but fleas, ticks, ringworms, and tapeworms.
Y'all hear that? Okay, let me play it again.
Callie not only had the deadly parvo infection, but fleas, ticks, ringworms, and tapeworms.
All because the vaccination forms were forged. This is in the United States. Look at how disease-ridden, parasite-ridden these things become when they are not being vaccinated. It's disgusting. Disgusting. That's why these things are parasites with legs.
One of the worst cases the vet had ever seen. Like he didn't think she was going to make it.
But they paid thousands to give her a fighting chance. Now the seller's phone number is no longer in service, and the Underwoods say they aren't the only victims.
There was another lady who I talked to who got a dog, and the next day they died.
Some have posted on Craigslist warning potential buyers, but no one knows where the sellers are. Rachel believes they have at least 17 breeds.
It was like an emotional roller coaster for us, and we don't want other people dealing with that.
They're grateful Callie finally gets to be a puppy, but are heartbroken knowing others might not get the chance.
The dog gets a chance to be a puppy. Exactly how does that benefit you? How does that benefit your family? How does that benefit society? This concern for the welfare of dogs does not benefit us at all. At all. It is a complete waste of time, energy, and resources. Do not go down this path. Do not go down this path. Y'all need to put in check and see, y'all got more power to do that over there. You know, there may be a few dog nuts, but I know for a fact it's not as bad as it is over here. Don't let it get this bad. Put a stop to it now, while it's still in its infant stage. Stop touching these things. Stop touching them. Follow your hadith. Go a step further and follow the example of Muhammad. If I'm not mistaken, he ordered that these mutts be exterminated. Huh? It is only then, in my opinion, that these Islamic countries will regain their respect and dignity in the world. And be proud. Be proud to be an anti-dog country. Be proud to be the exact opposite of dog nutter countries. I mean, it's a sign of weakness, a display of weakness, when you allow yourself and your beliefs to change, to be influenced, to be overridden by other people simply because what? Because you think they're superior to you? There's no benefit in becoming a dog nut nation. So what are you absorbing this dog nuttery for? There's no benefit in it. There's only a regression of your culture. So let's hope they do the right thing. Let's hope they neutralize this nuttery right now. Right? Big shout out to everybody who joined this stream. I feel like this is one of the more important streams. I hope you can share it. Spread the word, people. Stay away from these nasty mutants. Don't let anybody convince you that these things are acceptable. I read somewhere that as Muslims don't even like to lay eyes on dogs. That if you even see a dog that is sort of is unclean or it'll ruin your prayer or whatever, listen, you are on the right path. I can roll with that because they're mutants. Nature didn't intend for them to exist on this planet. So yeah, it's discomforting to even lay eyes on them. So let's hope they do the right thing, and let's hope eventually they influence us. Their anti-dog culture influences us. That way we can grow and develop as a country. Right? As we continue with this crusade against these worthless, nasty, disease-ridden mutants and their enabling owners.